Howdy folks, Eric here back with another standard brew. Today playing Eshki Midrange. It's a teamer list, kind of built around this card from Tarkir Dragonstorm, Eshki Dragonclaw. 4 mana 4/4, Vigilance Trample, Ward 1. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you cast both a creature spell and a non-creature spell this turn, draw a card, put 2 counters on her. Vigilance Trample becomes a 6/6 pretty quickly. Kind of doing the same thing with Springleaf Drum in this deck that those Sage of the Sky lists have been doing, which is Springleaf Drum not only works pretty nicely with Gran, can do some cool stuff with Tiger Seal, works pretty nicely with Quantum Riddlers and Warp, but also gives us a little bit of extra spell density, gives us the fixing to cast Eshki, and gives us the opportunity to do things like have a creature on the field turn 4, 4 lands, cast a Springleaf Drum, and then cast an Eshki, help consistently trigger her. Otherwise, mid-range list, pretty low curve, a lot of interaction, a playset of Scalding Vipers here. The idea here being that it's a creature up front that you can cast as an adventure to help consistently trigger Eshki. Kind of just solid in the meta right now too. A lot of Izzet Prowess running around. They're trying to chain off spells. Can you accumulate quite a lot of damage that way? Otherwise, interaction and a couple Frostcliff Sieges. Place a couple bounce offs, couple sears, detect intrusion, boomerang basics, couple rhinos rampage. I'm not sure what this is called in paper. Looks like it is rhinos rampage. Okay. Yeah, a weird card, but actually kind of fits pretty well here. First off, it's a fight spell. You get target creature you control gets 1/0, fights target creature an opponent controls. When excess damage is dealt to the creature an opponent controls this way, destroy up to 1 target non-creature artifact with mana value of 3 or less. A lot of decks right now, incidentally, playing non-creature artifacts with mana value 3 or less, namely Monument to Endurance and other Springleaf Drum lists. So the idea here being we have decently high-statted creatures to fight with, helps us consistently double spell. It's very easy to cast on our mana, and maybe we get a 2-for-1 for 1 mana sometimes. Pretty sick. Otherwise, 21 lands, very lean. The mana's pretty good here. Willow Rush Verge being base blue really helps us out. We're mostly like an Izzet list, with a light splash into green for these kinds of effects. And then our sideboard, just a lot more specific interaction for specific matchups, as well as a couple Ral Crackling Wit for grindier matchups, and a few Pyroclasms. Should be pretty interesting. It's a tough list to really solidify the 75 since there are so many options, and I think it's kind of meta dependent, but this is what we'll be running today. We'll see if it works. All right, on the play, match 1. Okay, pretty good start. We have the Gran plus Springleaf Drum. A lot of lands, but we should be able to help dig into additional stuff. Let's just lead on the Springleaf Drum here. A little safer than leading on Gran. We at least want to get 1 activation off of her, I think. Tiger Seal, a card that is a little difficult to consistently make use of, but being on this Gran Springleaf Drum combo helps us out a little bit. Just an extra engine to consistently draw your second card every turn. Let's go ahead and cast the Tiger Seal here. Give us some options. Discard a Steam Vent. Actually, might as well discard the Passage here, I think. Play a tapped Stomping Ground, pass it back to you. I would put them on Prowess immediately off of a turn 1 opt. It's not lost on me, by the way, that I've been playing a lot of red-green decks lately. I don't know when I became the Gruul guy, but been having fun with the red-green lists. I feel like they're, compared to like my classic sort of Selesnya style, you get a lot of extra reach that those lists don't typically enjoy, and I have been I've been enjoying it. Another Tiger Seal. Well, if they manage to deal with my Gran, my House of Cards will fall a little bit here. But we have a lot of good top decks. Quantum Riddler would be really nice. Any kind of interaction I would be okay with. We get to untap with this. Still not really sure what they're about. It could be the... I'm now guessing this is the Spell Elementals list. Go ahead and tap Gran here. They can't cast a crab quite yet. There's an Eshki. Okay. Let's just cast her post-combat. Swing with the Tiger Seals first. We can't cast a creature and a non-creature this turn, but might as well get her on the field. Backup Grand's not bad either. Helps us ensure that we definitely get to untap our Tiger Seals next turn. Valley Flood Caller. And then she's pretty big. Ward 1. Also helps untap. Eshki also helps untap the Tiger Seals if you're able to trigger her. She triggers at the beginning of combat. So it all kind of works nicely if you're able to string everything together. Not really sure what my opponent's up to. I suppose... Ooh, huge draw for us here. Go ahead and rip this. Just try to bounce the Valley Flood Caller here. They can't stop me from triggering Eshki this turn, since I'm already casting this non-creature spell, but they might have a way to... What am I looking at? They're trying to do some big Prowess combo with Valley Flood Callers. Target creature gains double strike, targeting the Slickshot Show-Off, so they get to untap the Slickshot Show-Off. I have an extra little blocker. Don't think it'll matter. Trigger the Eshki. Trigger my seals. So they can't not block the Eshki, which is pretty good for us, and we'll have a Viper on the field. Let's hold on to the Grand. They have to block the Eshki. We will trample. I think they're just dead, actually. Okay, they're just dead. Great. One swing is all it takes sometimes. Scalding Viper, clutch top deck. Kind of got to do everything we wanted to do there. Showed off the little Grand engine. Showed off the flexibility of the Scalding Viper once you have Eshki on the field. Not really sure what my opponent's up to, TBH. I have some guesses. It seems like they're just trying to like flash in an Otter or a Valley Flood Caller, cast a Show Off, and kill me in one turn. So it seems like we want instant speed interaction and maybe some spell snares. Go down on the Boomerang basics. A mix of Boomerang basics here and bounce off. We're not like doing Storm Chaser's talent stuff, but having a spread of instants and sorceries to help better consistently enable Delirium for the fear of missing out was kind of the idea there. Pick your poison could be okay. I think Pyroclasm's probably not it. Let's do the Spell Pierces, though. Keep our instant speed interaction. We could probably go down Rhino's Rampage, although we'll be falling kind of low on sorceries at that point. Let's go down to 1. Cut a drum. Go down on a couple Riddlers. Viper seems pretty good here. Maybe we cut an Ashling. Try it like that. Ashling, I feel like, is a little underexplored outside of Elementals lists. The idea here being, it's a one-of, so we'll never run into like the legendary stuck in our hand situation. Helps us draw a discard to further improve the consistency of the Tiger Seals, and then if we flip her, we can cast Riddler's Warp mana cost with that extra mana generated, and just cast a Riddler or an Eshki, you know. But that mana shouldn't go to waste, generally. Pretty good hand here, I think. I like the Spell Snare. I mean, they can just plot a Show Off, but still. Yeah, I mean, definitely going to keep this. I might just lead on a Grand. See if I can get that engine going. I understand holding up Spell Snare is nice. But it is a little telegraphed at this point. Maybe I just do it if they're representing like Shock here. Storm Chaser's talent. Okay. Pretty good. Another Grand. Put this on blue. Just cast a Tiger Seal here. Drew an Eshki. Not super good quite yet. Okay. Could have considered bringing in Pyroclasm, but my thought was they'll just be able to protect their boards with Valley Floodcaller plus Spell. Bounces my Tiger Seal rather than playing Storm Chaser's Talent again. That seems a little weird. Another Shock is not a bad draw. We're taking quite a bit of damage here, but play out some stuff. Looks like they don't have a Shock in hand. And even without the Springleaf Drum, we can swing with Gran, untap the Tiger Seal. It's not going to be able to attack, right? But it'll still be able to block, which is kind of nice. Valley Floodcaller, Storm Chaser's Talent, tapped out. Prime opportunity to draw some removal for this Valley Floodcaller. Rhino's Rampage. That is removal for the Valley Floodcaller here, so let's warp this Riddler. Get a little redraw going. Go for our Rhino's Rampage. We don't have an artifact to kill, but also would kill a Furdot Core. You know, if the Izzet Otter or the Azorius Otters list started to take off. Get a little redraw. Willow Rush Verge is a great hit for us. Helps us hold up the Spell Snare here. Gives us green for Eshki. Probably the perfect draw in that scenario. Also, not a shock, so we get to kind of conceal the fact that we still have this Spell Snare. I'm sure they're able to guess that we have it, but cool list. A lot of stuff going on. Really hard to come up with the proper 75 for this kind of list because it really is just a pile of cards, right? The synergies are there, but it's not like elves. It's not Kithkin, right? It's play some spells, play some creatures, figure it out. I don't know. You figure it out. You know what I mean? I think I can just afford to tab out for an Eshki here. Maybe I have to bounce this Otter. I wonder if I'm at threat of just dying to this soon. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to swing with Gran first. I'll discard this Winter-Night Stories. Tiger Seal. Winter-Night Stories a decent follow-up to Eshki as well if we have 5 mana. Let's bounce the Otter. Keep myself from just dying. Tap out for a Viper. Not looking good into another Slickshot show-off, but this could start chipping away at them. Double Tiger Seal. A lot of cheap creatures to help enable the Eshki as well. There's a Shock. Okay. It's risky, but I'm going to go for this. A little risky. They must have a Valley Floodcaller in hand. So I'm not going to swing with the Gran here. Otherwise, they would have just activated the Storm Chaser's Talent. Eddie Merc Crab. Oh. I didn't expect that. Discard a Tiger Seal. Discard a couple creature or non-creatures, aka lands. Draw another card. Well, we're dead. Well, we're dead. I mean, in retrospect, I don't know that there was a whole lot I could have done about Eddie Merc Crab. Good to know. Moving to game 3 here. Do we want the Pyroclasms? I'm not sold on them. Maybe the first one's okay, and we can discard it if we don't need it. And then maybe we go down the Frostcliff Sieges into Eddie Merc. Go up a Riddler, Try it like that. We get to be on the play for game 3. Okay. Pretty good opener here. Pretty ideal. Granny on the drum. FOMO doing whatever FOMO does. Gang's all here. I'm still cracking up that they just left this as Rhino's Rampage. I guess so. Yeah, I guess there's a Rhino here in the Omen's path, in the Omen paths as well. Sure. Why not? What were they thinking? What were they thinking? Sleight of hand. Gran. Put this on green. Well, we have the drum. Let's put this on red. A lot of red mana in hand, or red pips. Cast a FOMO. Do a little draw discard action. Let's get rid of a Rampage here. Get rid of a Seer. Hold on to this land. Draw into another Seer. Thoughtseize Bug, by the way, it's real. Instant sorcery, land if we want to try to get FOMO going. Getting kind of close. Plots a show off. Riddler. Trying to think if there's any way I can cheat out an extra card here. I don't think so. I warp the Riddler, and then I tap Gran, but draw first. Gonna warp the Riddler anyway. Got a plan to hold up Seer for... Mountain's not a bad draw to discard to Gran. Hold up the Seer for the show off. Get to kind of be a little sneaky about it. Not obviously representing red. I mean, obviously we are, but maybe they don't immediately think of that. Show off on the field. Now, what's the window that we go for this Seer? Storm Chaser's Talent. Okay. I might just let them hit me. Storm Chaser's Talent. Yeah, I think I'm just going to let them hit me. Opt. Great, I don't have to let them hit me. Let them resolve this opt. Make their decision first. Leave something on top. Kill the Slick Shot show off. Huge for us. Draw into a Viper. Let's discard the Viper and just cast this Riddler here, I think. Puts creature in our graveyard for Delirium. Land. I don't think there's a way to do this any kind of cute. Well, we can enable Delirium here. There's an Eshki. Going kind of shields down. But we get to start chunking away. I'm just going to hold up blocks here, actually. Just in case. And next turn, with the Springleaf Drum, if we draw another land, we get to go Eshki plus non-creature spell. Get a little redraw going. Pretty much firmly cement this one, I think, outside of them having an insane combo turn. Stock up could lead to an insane combo turn. Shocks in a Passage. Bounces my Riddler. Okay. Swinging in. I mean, I can just kill both of the Otters next turn. How likely are they to be able to win through that? You know what I mean? They'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 instants and sorceries in the graveyard, so Eddie Mert costs 3 right now. Kill this. Kill this. And then I'm going to swing with both of these here. Untap the Gran for an extra redraw, maybe? Maybe more damage just makes more sense. No, let's go for more redraws here. Bounce off is a pretty good draw. Let's discard the Stomping Ground here, and then let's just hold up the bounce off. Tricky deck to pilot. Not typically my style. A lot of options. A lot of filtering. Very cool, though. I mean, I'm just a big fan of Eshki in general, so. Otter on the field. Enough mana to cast either a Crab or Floodcaller. Let's just maybe cast a Scalding Viper here. I'm not really feeling like there's going to be a great window to tap out for Eshki quite yet. Go for a Viper. I guess I could get a Riddler going too. Try to hit a land. Continue to hold up bounce off. I mean, that's pretty much all I got anyway, right? Tough spot. I think I want to hit a land here. Like a Willow Rush Verge or just an island would be fine. I'll take it. And then I think I'm just going to pass. I guess I could swing with a FOMO and then just untap it, do a little Vigilance swing. Maybe not a reason not to do that. There's the Crab. Do I just bounce the Crab now? I think I just bounce the Crab now using Gran here. Or I could bounce the Otter, keep them off of Crab next turn. Let's just bounce the Otter. I don't know that I'm dying to Crab. I guess I die. They showed me that they have at least one source of double strike, and I'm at 10. So if they bounce my Viper, they have bounced the Viper and then give this double strike, I'm dead to that. But otherwise, they kind of just get to replay the Crab, and we're in the same position. I'm going to go for this. Discard a Winter Night Stories. Pass it back to you. Eshki looking a little chunky in hand right now. 4 mana, kind of a lot here. Do like the art though. Great art on the Viper, whatever this is. Riddler's fine. Not a huge fan. Stock up. So I still could be dead to Into the Floodmaw double strike off of this stock up. They'd also have to hit a land drop, so three cards. I do like the art on Eddie Mert Crab, however. Bounces the Viper. Do you have land double strike? No. Great. We livin'. Oh, are they just dead to this? Maybe not quite. Bounce this, hit them for 5. Maybe I go Eshki bounce here. Or maybe I just play a bunch of blockers. I'm definitely going to bounce. I might as well play Eshki too. Tap the Grand Grand. That little extra ward 1 might be annoying to them. Get rid of extra Grand Grand here. Keep the drum. Another small synergy here. Vigilance on the Eshki, you know, just like the Tiger Seals. Oh. I didn't realize that worked like that. Get a little extra draw? Okay. I was just going to say the Vigilance is a nice little extra synergy, but apparently with an extra combat step, you also get a little extra draw too. I mean, of course I knew that. Why would I put FOMO in the deck otherwise? Eddie Merc Crab, and I'm dead to that. All right, well, we got to do some cool Eshki stuff. I don't think there was any way I could hold up an extra blocker there. And trigger the Eshki. Yeah, maybe I got a little greedy. Extra crab from downtown. Pretty good against us there. 0-1, but put up a decent fight, I thought. Moving to the next one. All right, match 2. Pretty good opener here. Double Tiger Seal, ways to trigger it. Rhino's Rampage for a little removal. I'd love to see this be relevant as a little 2-for-1. Temple Garden could possibly be a Springleaf Drum deck. Let's go ahead and put this on red. Let's just cast the FOMO here and then probably just get rid of the Rhino's Rampage. No, actually, against Temple Garden, it'll probably be pretty good, right? More efficient than Seer. Maybe I'm just supposed to get rid of the extra Tiger Seal there, though. Temple Garden Conduit Pylons? My kind of deck? What is going on? Dust Animus? Stomping Ground. Okay. Curious to know if they're on a board wipe of some kind. Oh, I don't know why I shocked that in. In my mind, I had double blue. All right, not the best draw. Oops. Oops in it. Not the cleanest play. I was too busy miring whatever's going on my opponent's side of the field. Conduit Pylons. I wonder if this is like a Selesnya landfall list where they're on pylons for Rattleworm and they're just going to try to combo me out. Untap my seals here. We can afford to play another FOMO because we have this extra Riddler in hand. Get lost a seal. Play another FOMO. Can we get close to Delirium? Discard a Rhino's Rampage. Draw a couple cards off the Riddler. Also kills Lumbering Worldwagon. It kills a lot of stuff. It kills a lot of stuff. Kills a lot of stuff. Head Shredder. Oh, okay. Dust Animus. Tiger Seal. Head Shredder. Card I've always kind of been curious about. Let's see if we can hit Delirium by cracking these maps, huh? Artifact. Great. Well, that wasn't so hard. Warp a Riddler. Maybe I missed lethal there by not keeping that artifact on top. I could have put another counter on something. Hopefully that won't bite me in the ass, but I'm kind of thinking we should be fine. Well, there's another counter. Okay. Swing with the FOMO, swing with the Tiger Seal. I'm guessing they animate the Head Shredder and just block the Tiger Seal. But I'm definitely going to start making this attack here. It is big. It's going to kill 2 of my things. kind of think it's worth doing, though. Put them to 1. We'll see. Could be bad. Scalding Viper in hand. Pretty good draw. Sorry, Scalding Viper on top. Pretty good draw here. Land. Head Shredder. Still not really sure what's going on here. Yeah, they can't attack. So if I just bounce their Dust Animus here, they don't have a source of lifelink anymore. And then I play the Viper. And then I'm threatening lethal next turn. Pass it back to you. Is this a way to just, like, do a silly Might Form Harmonizer thing? Like, what's up with the Head Shredder? Day of Judgment. Okay. The Rogue Element. Bounce off. That's probably a really good draw. That's probably a really good draw. Gran. Yeah, we can play a Gran. Pass it back to you. Bounce is a vehicle if need be. Day of Judgment. That's fine. I could pick up my Riddler here. I have another one in the warp zone. I think this is okay. Plots their Dust Animus. A card I'm pretty interested in exploring. I could play a land, bounce the Head Shredder, and then double draw off the Riddler. It's a little greedy. Probably better to just play the Riddler here. Probably should have held the tapped Spiral Bluff Canal, but hard to imagine not casting that anyway. Scalding Viper. Could just cast the Viper. Could just bounce the Head Shredder. Bounce the Head Shredder, and then I have bounce off for next turn. That's probably good. Hard to imagine a way they outright win here. Dust Animus. It do be flying. What a weird couple matches. That weird Izzet list, this weird Selesnya list. I respect people out here brewing shit up. The Rogue Element. Head Shredder. I don't think I've ever seen this card do anything. When it attacks, you may mill 2 cards. Whenever 1 or more land cards are put into your graveyard from your library, put them onto the battlefield tapped. Ice Till? I'm guessing they're on Ice Till. It's got to be Ice Till Harmonizer, right? There's no way this is better than World Wagon, though. Lush Portico. Ooh. Oh, we're chaining them. Infinite Surveils? Yo. Imagine a deck that's all Surveil lands, and then you just tap out for this on turn 5, play a Surveil land, and then you just have the luckiest, like, string of put all of your lands into play. Could be fun. I feel like Saffron Olive did something like that. Let's go ahead and play this Scalding Viper. Force out a Get Lost if they have that as their last card here. There's the Get Lost. Now the question is, do I bounce their Animus or bounce my Riddler? It's probably bounce my Riddler, right? Play a tapped land. Tap out for the Riddler here to block. Ooh, good draws. Swinging in, we block. They get a little life back. Finally, not at 1. Is this another Day of Judgment? Is it another Day of Judgment? It could be anything. It literally could be anything. I wouldn't be that surprised if it was like Ugin, you know? These lists always tend to have a random Ugin or something. Terrasymbiosis. It's big Hollowmurk Siege. Earthbender Ascension to draw 2. Okay. On the Conduit Pylons. Big Hollowmurk Siege on the field. Only triggers once per turn, similarly. And they scoop it up. I don't know that I really have much to say about that. I'm not exactly sure what I witnessed. Pick your poison seems pretty good. Seer is maybe not good enough here. They've got to be on Ice Till Explorers, though, right? Spell Snare to manage Get Lost / Dust Animus. Ral into board wipes. I'm gonna give you my best and most earnest Tim Allen from Tool Time, or Home Improvement rather. No, that was so bad. No, I can't do it. I can't do it. There are gifted among us out in the world that are gifted with the skill of the Tim Allen. But I am apparently not one of them. Let's get the Rhino's Rampage. At least go to 1. No, let's cut them both. I'm really not sure what they're doing still, and it doesn't seem like that their creature density is that high, but it's gotta be. I think let's stick with Bounce Off. That seems pretty good. Go down to Boomerang Basics. Probably cut a FOMO. Frostcliff Siege seems pretty good here. I'm gonna guess they're gonna bring in some amount of Seam Rips, maybe? Let's just cut a couple FOMOs. I think we can do without them. Just rely on like Frostcliff Siege plus our big stuff with haste. Okay, pretty good opener. I will say, Tiger Seal is not net negative with Springleaf Drum necessarily. It's got some ups and downs. The obvious problem is that Tiger Seal will tap itself in your upkeep. However, that also lets you cast instants in your upkeep with Tiger Seal and then draw a card to untap it to also attack. So pros and cons. Maybe it's mostly con, but it's doable. Go for a Grand here. Let's cast our Tiger Seal. A little redraw. Do we want Eshki? I mean, Eshki eventually looks good. I think we can get rid of the first Seer here. Play a tap Stomping Ground, pass it to you. Get lost on a Tiger Seal. Perfectly fine by me. I'd be a little sadder if they get lost the Grand, but I guess they don't know the composition of my hand. Terrasymbiosis on the field. Frostcliff Siege. It seems right to me to just jam this. Little redraw action, Ral. Yeah, still not really convinced on the Seers here. Sometimes this list, by the way, does just want to do the draw a card each combat damage. I mean, if you have a FOMO or just a lone Grand that's going uncontested, I've had success maybe in one game where that worked out. Most of the time you just want to jam the trample and haste, but it is there. Activate Bossing Say. Draw a couple cards. Nice. Feels like this is a little window for us. We can bounce their Temple Garden. Play a Viper. It'd be nice to be able to play anything else. Maybe let's tap Grand, see if we hit a land here. Alright. Discard an Eshki. Bounce your Temple Garden. Pretty annoying for you, I think. Hit you with a Viper. Maybe I'm supposed to just bounce the Terrasymbiosis first. Really slow them down. Day of Judgment. Fair enough. Willow Rush Verge. Well, we have to get a creature on the field here, I think. And we get to continue to hit them this way, which I think is pretty relevant. Maybe we get to hit a land here. FOMO. Somehow we only have instants and creatures. But if we play the FOMO, I might as well put it in the graveyard for future FOMOs. And hit them for 4 here. Kind of go aggro mode. Seam Rip. Ping ya. Terrasymbiosis is pretty cool as an older cousin of Olimarch Siege, but the extra mana, man, I don't know. I don't know that it's worth it. Olimarch Siege draws enough cards on its own, you know? Cast this Ral. Start making some otters. They might have a hard time with this. And then next turn we can like bounce the Seam Rip, hit them with oh, I meant to make an otter here. I did mean to make an otter here. Oh well. This is maybe better into a Get Lost anyway. Discard a Breeding Pool. FOMO looks really good. Discard a Gran. Okay. Well, I mean, this is lethal out of hand next turn with the Frostcliff Siege. Even if they go like Elspeth here, I don't know that that's good enough. They need another Get Lost to kill this Siege to really like get out of the danger zone. Lots of Dust Animus. Cast our FOMO here. Kind of seems like maybe they don't have anything. Cast a Riddler. Kill them? Great. I mean, classic little combo. Frostcliff Siege with the Riddler. Looked pretty good. Okay, 1-1. On to the next one. All right, match 3. On the draw. It's okay. It's not bad. We'll keep it. I think we'll have to delay our Tiger Seal a little to be able to filter into red with this hand. Okay, well, problem solved. Lead on a Springleaf Drum, though. Maybe you're supposed to lead on the Seal just to be able to block the Otter. I mean, I guess they just don't attack. Boomerang Basics. Okay. Let's go Viper, and then Basics their Otter, I think. Start to chunk them out a little. No great answer to the show off immediately here. Lots another show off. Ugh. Gonna be looking pretty dead to that here soon. Let's just play a Frostcliff Siege. You know what? We jam. We jam. Go aggro. Cross our fingers. Maybe they chunk themselves for quite a bit of damage off the Viper here. But I'm also pretty likely to be dead. Or not this turn necessarily, but next turn. If I run hot and draw like Riddler into Riddler, I kill them. which is fun to think about. Shocks themselves. Storm Chaser's Talent. Down to 11 here. Riddler into Riddler still kills them. I'm down to 5. Tap the Seal. Island. Not a great draw. Play tap Stomping Ground. Make them have it. Alright, they have it. Game 2. We want the Pyroclasms. We want the Spell Snares. We want the Spell Pierces. Bring in Sears. Go down the Rhino's Rampage. It's decent, but I think I like the flexibility of instant speed removal a little better. Generally, go down the basics. We're pretty much cutting all of our sorceries, unfortunately. Oh no, we brought in Pyroclasms. Great. Let's go down Grands, a little soft to what they're doing generally, I think, and then cut down some top end. If we stick in Eshki, like just remove all their stuff, stick in Eshki, I think we're looking pretty good. Maybe cut the first siege. Or the second siege, rather. They're pretty likely to bring in Rals. So I think Sears decent-ish. It doesn't necessarily just outright kill a Ral. I guess they don't know my full list, though, either. Extra Riddler. Try it like that. On the play. Okay. Not bad. Not fantastic. Not bad. Get the drum going, and then next turn we can play a Viper and hold up Bounce Off or Spell Pierce. Gonna be hurting ourselves a little bit with our mana base. Bounce my drum. Okay. Spell Snare is kind of a nice draw for us here. Gives us a lot of options. Guessing they just plot a show off here. They do nothing. Huge. Let's play a Viper. Now we can hold up Pierce and Snare, and then cast Eshki next turn. Fire Magic. Yeah, I think I want the Viper around. Drake Hatcher. Let's go for the Spell Snare. If they want to pierce this, that's okay. And if I draw a land, I can go Eshki, Bounce Off. Get a little redraw going. They kill my Viper. RIP. Another Bounce Off. If they Ral me this turn, I think I'm out of the game. No Ral. Spell Pierce, huge. Play a little Drago for a little bit. Sleight of hand. Riddler, okay. Riddler's a little rough. I think I have to go for it, but it'll take me off of blue mana. I might just bounce off the Riddler. Oh, Springleaf Drum. Springleaf Drum. Bouncing off the Riddler doesn't really do anything for me here, though. Play another drum. Drum's looking a little awkward outside of having... You know what? I realized I cut all the Grands. Maybe I shouldn't have done that if I'm on this drum plan. I need cheap stuff to enable it, you know? Okay. Learning our lesson here a little bit. Spell Snare. No. No. Make them pay for this, I guess. It's not like this. Not like this. Not like this. Shocks themselves. Fire Bluff Canal. Not like this. A full grip of cards from my opponent. Alright, playing Eshki, I guess. Does it do anything? No. Flash freeze? Why? Wanchitong. Oh no. Alright. Sorry, folks. I kind of feel like I let y'all down that time. Yeah, boarding out the Grands. Maybe you're just not allowed to do that if you're going to be on a playset of Springleaf Drums. I'm going to play one more at least. Try to find some redemption, I think. On the draw. This looks pretty good. Gran. Turn 1 play, turn 2 play. Frostcliff Siege. Botanical Sanctum pass. Gran pass. We get to pretend we're Lessons. Bounces the Gran. Vegemol. Detect Intrusion. Well, just gonna kill the cub. I don't know, y'all. Navigating the Simic Ouroboros matchup game 1 is always kind of tough, I feel like. Another Seer. Probably our best draw. Helps us survive an Ouroboros here. See if they go for it. I mean, I'm assuming if they have it, they're just going to jam. And they do. Nice. Could just take a turn off and get Frostcliff Siege online here. It's probably better to do that and then play into like double creature next turn. Let's go for it. Springleaf Drum, probably too little too late here. Nature's Rhythm for 2. Get a little Badgermole Cub action. But it kind of seems like maybe they don't have anything else. Instant Artifact. Maybe we just play FOMO and Tiger Seal here. Start beating in. Let's lead on the FOMO in case we draw like a bounce off. Could hold on to a Detect Intrusion. Let's discard the Ashling. Gran. I think I'm going to hold up the Detect Intrusion. Another land. Instant. Discard the Boomerang basics here. Hold up the Detect Intrusion, and then almost certainly have lethal next turn with FOMO plus Frostcliff plus Tiger Seal. It's going to be close. Mockingbird. If I deny this, it's effectively denying them 3 mana. Or 2 mana, I guess. So they'll still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's probably worth it. Otherwise, I just counter a big Nature's Rhythm. Alright, well, let's see if they go for the big Nature's Rhythm, I guess. How much can I get them to tap out? Wistfulness? What the hell? Targeting my FOMO. No, I think I need the FOMO to win. Pick up Gran here. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I love it. Maybe this is a little premature. And they're just going to certainly kill me with the Nature's Rhythm next turn. Quantum Riddler. Kind of surprised they didn't target the Frostcliff Siege. Well, if we hit a Quantum Riddler, I think they die. Or nearly. We're dead next turn anyway. Let's play to our outs here. Untap the Gran. I should have shocked in this breeding pool first. Another FOMO. Oh, they're scared. Do we win if we get to fight the Badgermole Cub here? Let's go. Let's leave up breeding pool because we can cast the fight or bounce off of this. Little redraw. Tiger Seal. Yeah, we're dead. We're dead. Tried. Yeah, the wistfulness from downtown was unexpected, but kind of forced my hand. Maybe it would have been better in retrospect to counter the Badgermole Cub Earthbend, but I think they would have been able to cast the wistfulness still anyway. Infinity mana. Officially, it's infinite. Make them have the Craterhoof in their deck. I don't see why they wouldn't have it in their deck or in hand. But at the same time, it's possible to imagine a scenario where opponents just constantly scoop to this situation, expecting you to have Craterhoof. So it's like maybe they can get away with not actually having Craterhoof in the deck. Another Badgermole Cub. Okay. Infinity squared. Gene Pollinator. There it is, in all its glory. Alright, on to game 2. We have Pyroclasms. We have better interaction here. I'd like to go 2-2 and call it. I'm not sold on this list. It's so hard coming up with this kind of list, man. And have it be powerful. So meta dependent too. And also, like I said, kind of early on, not really the style I'm used to playing. So I think there's certainly points being lost there, but I just wanted to explore Eshki a little bit. Big fan. Has not looked incredibly powerful, I'll admit. Maybe still just a little too expensive for standard and not enough reasons to be like forcing yourself into this kind of build where you need like you actually need a good amount of creatures in your non-creature sort of strategy. Go down on an Eshki, go down on a Siege, go up on removal, go down on a Riddler. I mean, FOMO is not that good here, though. Bring in the Spell Snares. Are the Spell Snares worth it? Maybe not. On the play. I have Pyroclasm anyway. Okay, up the Riddler. Maybe we just cut the FOMOs entirely. Eshki Riddler. Just try to be bigger and more evasive. I don't know. Pyroclasm into Eshki on an open board seems fine. Also, maybe our like mana count is getting us a little too. 21 is pretty light to have 4 and 5 drops in your list, even if you have Springleaf Drums. Decent hand. Let's put back a Viper here. Keep a Gran. Start the filtering. Pyroclasm. I think I'm just gonna bounce the elf here. It's something to do. It's a little annoying for them, maybe. Get rid of a Seer? Well, I've resigned myself to posting this video, even though I don't think it paints me in the... Not that it paints me in a poor light, but definitely one of my looser builds, I feel like, in recent memory. Steam Vents. I've actually been kind of on a hot streak as far as like the success of recent builds goes on video. And while we've done some powerful things with this deck, I feel like generally like the main thing that up front I said, this is the Eshki deck, the Eshki deck. It just hasn't looked that much like an Eshki deck. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's got to be a Pyroclasm angle here, huh? Swing with Grand first. Get rid of the seal. Blocks with Gene. Or maybe it's not Pyroclasm angle yet. I mean, I could just like bounce off an Ouroboros. They go like play Ouroboros and a couple extra dorks, and then I get to Pyroclasm the extra dorks in this process. Nature's Rhythm. Million mana. See how far they go here. Mockingbird. Okay. On the Cub. Elf plus Nature's Rhythm. They can't really do anything that crazy with this mana right now, though. It is 6, but they can Nature's Rhythm for an Ouroboros, and then I bounce it and then Pyroclasm them. They cast an Elf, nice. They cast a Gene Pollinator, nice. Okay, down to 1 card. Bounce the Boyd. Well, that worked out pretty nicely. Gran. We'll discard that. I don't think we're in need of her services anymore. Go for a Pyroclasm. They do get to put an Ouroboros on the field, which is a little annoying. But at the very least, that's all they're left with, which is nice. We're both into a top deck war, and I don't mind our chances in that scenario. We have a Viper in hand to delay it again. Hey, Quantum Riddler. Okay, let's go with that first. Pyroclasm, Vipers for days. I could do this all day. I could do this all day. Ouroboros. Bounce this. Let's play the drum here with an extra Viper. So we can play Riddler next turn. Nature's Rhythm for 2. Hedgemal. Okay. Maybe we go drum into Riddler, or we just Pyroclasm again. I don't think that seems very good. Drum into Riddler. Get some action in the air going. Opens up their Ouroboros with some targets, but now we have double Pyroclasm. They might have a hard time beating double Pyroclasm. Sabsunen, Luxa Embodied, Frog Mommy on the field. No. With Reach? Maybe they won't have that hard of a time. Okay. Well, let's just continue to play stuff out then, I suppose. Go for a Frostcliff Siege here. Go for a Snake. Now if they cast stuff, they're gonna feel the pain. they're gonna feel the pain. Pass it back to you. Pass it back. They draw some cards. They can go absolutely nuts this turn. This deck is so fucked up. Well, Badger Mold specifically is really fucked up. So it's a fucked up Magic card. It's fucked up. You know it's fucked up when, like, they're actively like okay with spending 2 extra mana to get its effect. You know what I mean with Nature's Rhythm. Like that's fine. Oh yeah, always Nature's Rhythm for Badger Mold Cub. That's how you know it's fucked up. Yeah, always Nature's Rhythm for the busted mana dork. They take 3 damage off of a Llanowar Elves. Double Pyroclasm still looks okay. Wistfulness. Oy. Kills off my Frostcliff Siege. Ouroboros. I could go Shock. Ashling. Or I could go Pyro. Ashling. Double draw. How do I ever beat this Sabsunen? I have to just have to draw a bounce spell. Let's go Pyro. Ashling. Double draw. Hope we draw some bounce. No bounce. Play a land. Set on red. Pass it back to you. They don't get to draw here. Oh no, they do get to draw here. I still don't really understand how this card works, and I've read it a million times. They get to draw, but they can't attack. Even is attack, odd is draw. Okay. Attack or block. Ouroboros. Going up into attack or block mode. Keen-Eyed Curator. Well, I'm pretty sure I took all of the FOMOs out. Double draw. Yo. Might as well transform Ashling, because we're definitely casting this Riddler here. Bounce Sabsunen. That is for sure happening. I guess I probably could have cast a Riddler first. Let's warp this one. Draw 3 cards. Oh no. What's that about? Now you want to give me lands? I'm on 20 lands. 21, technically. 21. Yeah, I guess I should have cast this. Hindsight's 2020. I thought I'd have more stuff to cast afterward. Damn, these are some grindy games, huh? This is only game 2. Sabsunen. Luxa Embodied. Trigger from the Ouroboros. Llanowar Elves. Big board. Let's pay to flip Ashling here. I mean, they might as well swing, right? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Might as well take it, I think. Gran. Add double blue. Flip. Discard a breeding pool. Mountain. Exactly what I wanted. How did you know? Play a Gran. Go for a little redraw action. Springleaf Drum. No. 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 Learn from my mistakes. Winter Stories into more lands. Let's fucking go. All right. Oh. Maybe it's simply not meant to be. You know? Eshki Dragonclaw. Maybe it's simply not meant to be. I don't know. It's just like, if for 4 mana in this format, I kind of feel like you should probably let's just say what it is. You should be winning the game basically, and we've seen this with Mightform Harmonizer. We've seen this with Sapling Nursery. Like these are cards that just like either win the game immediately or put the game out of reach for your opponent. And Eshki is just like, you're paying 4 mana for a card that might not even really do anything. Oh, maybe it's time to let this dream die. It's fun to explore stuff, but it played fine in testing. And then we had more testing on video here, and it's just like, I don't know. I'm not really sold by Tiger Seal in general. I'm not sold on Springleaf Drum Gran. Every time I've tried it, I'm like, yeah, I don't love this, and then I try it again anyway. This is not the first time. Scalding Viper looks pretty good. If there's anything to be said, I feel like Scalding Viper looked pretty good every time we drew it. Shout out. Otherwise, yeah, maybe not the best list. Might just be better if you cut down on the drums, cut down on the Grans, and then went up on the Ashlings. And that way, you can go like up on Ashling, up on land. That way you're more likely to hit your land drops every time, extends the range of keepable hands probably, and then rather than relying on Drum to like do anything good for you, broadly speaking, you can use Ashling for fixing as well to be able to cast your Eshkis more consistently. So you go like turn 2 Ashling, turn 3 Eshki, right? Flip, land, Eshki. And turn 3 Eshki is probably pretty good. And then you haven't spent that many cards at that point, so you're pretty likely to have maybe a Scalding Viper in hand to be able to trigger her next turn. That could be a way to build this. And then Ashling is generically good with the Quantum Riddlers as well. You could even like play, I don't know, Nova Hellkites maybe if you wanted to up your creature count, like, and increase the quality of your creatures. You could like go all in on this Ashling idea, cut back on the Tiger Seals, and play more cheap removal. Maybe even cut back on the FOMOs. But yeah, in the future, I'm interested in exploring this direction. I don't have the wild cards obviously for this, but curious to explore Ashling more outside of elementals. I think she seems pretty cool. Okay, well that's all for me, folks. 1 in 3, not the best run I've ever had. If you're seeing this today, if I'm posting this on Friday, I'll be streaming today. So if you're interested in stopping by after witnessing this this absolute mental collapse, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern, I'll be streaming. I'm planning on playing Jund Deserts, a list that seemed to be pretty popular. Probably my most popular list so far. I'm going to be taking it through a traditional event. This is what how I've built it at this point. On the 4 Vibrances now, just down to 2 Hired Claws, but up 26 lands with 2 Pit of Offerings in the main. I think this has been feeling pretty good. I don't know that I've changed anything about the sideboard. But yeah, so if you're interested in checking that out, we'll be taking it through a traditional standard event and then maybe playing some ranked matches afterward. But otherwise, appreciate you watching. Let me know what you think. Yeah, bit of a loose one today. Not the end of the world. Fun to explore stuff. Anyway, appreciate you watching, though. Hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.